MGM's From has proven to be the perfect replacement for Lost, even managing to avoid one of the latter's biggest character complaints. There's a lot of creative overlap between the two shows. Jack Bender serves as director and executive producer on both offerings. Both From and Lost employ mystery box storytelling to good effect within their respective fantasy and horror settings. Lastly, Harold Perrineau plays a prominent and significant role in both stories, though the characters and the way their stories unfurl couldn't be more different. Among From's cast of characters, Perrineau plays Boyd Stevens. A veteran of the armed forces, he acts as sheriff of the mysterious town. Charged with maintaining the established rules and keeping hope alive, Boyd often goes above and beyond in pursuit of his duties. On Lost, hailed as one of the best-written sci-fi shows of all time, Perrineau plays Michael Dawson. A construction worker, Michael is similarly instrumental in Lost's earlier episodes, overseeing many projects that enabled Flight 118's passengers to survive and delivering hope in the form of a raft. That is not where the similarities end, however. Harold Perrineau's From and Lost characters both get stranded with their son and have a poor relationship. Lost and From parallel each other in several ways. In one of the ways that From repeats Lost, Perrineau's characters are stranded with their sons. In both instances, the relationships are extremely strained. On Lost, it's due to the fact Michael and Walt were kept from each other by Walt's mother. Having not seen Walt since he was a baby, Michael struggles to connect with the boy, leading to repeated conflicts as Walt finds an alternative father figure in John Locke. Though they have their moments, like Michael saving Walt from a polar bear, they are few and far between. The tension was also exacerbated by their long stretches apart. One such case was when Walt was abducted by the others after they left the island in Lost Season 1. It was a storyline that led to the oft-memed image of Michael running around yelling Walt's name. As well as wasting Perrineau's considerable talents, proceedings were undercut by storyline choices when they were eventually reunited. Fortunately, From handled things differently. Amid the scariest scenes on From, Boyd and Ellis were estranged for reasons that were only revealed as the show wore on. Prior to the events of From Season 1, Episode 1, Long Day's Journey into Night, Boyd's wife and Ellis' mother, Abby, came to believe she had to kill the town's residents to wake them up from the nightmare they were living in. As she sought to prove her theory by killing Ellis, Boyd had no choice but to shoot her first. In their shared grief, Boyd and Ellis simply took diverging paths regarding how to cope with it. From fixes Boyd and Ellis' relationship much faster than Lost addressed Michael and Walt's problems. From takes advantage of having more mature dynamics than Lost had. Collage of Tabitha, Boyd, and Ellis in From Season 2 custom image by SR Editor. Over the course of 3 seasons, Boyd and Ellis' disparate paths repeatedly led back to each other. They shrewdly realized that, apart from Fatima and her mysterious baby, they were the only true family each other had left. Though they took issue with certain choices, namely Boyd frequently risking himself, they nonetheless were on the same page and could see where each other was coming from. Such was a benefit of Ellis being older than Walt was. The love they had for each other was always on display, even when at odds, and likely will continue in From Season 4. Conversely, Walt and Michael never came to such an understanding of each other. After the others returned Walt, Michael burdened him with the knowledge that he'd murdered Ana Lucia and Libby. As a result, the chasm that had always been between them grew exponentially and was never resolved. Though Michael ultimately redeemed himself by returning to the island and sacrificing himself to help his former friends, there was no catharsis where his relationship with Walt was concerned. Fortunately, along with borrowing Lost's time travel twist in Season 3, From has learned all the right lessons regarding Perrineau's character and relationships.